Welcome, everybody. You ever feel like your life is just too complicated? There's too much family drama going on. You don't know who you love sexually and who you're related to. Sometimes it's both. Welcome to the attic. It's VC's Peasies.
It's time for us to come back.
Come back. This is like emotionally draining for me when we have to do two short boys because the short boys are emotionally draining.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not good in a different way that other ones are kind of like quote unquote not good.
Yeah. It's just like there's not enough. And I thought that there wasn't enough in Orphans, but this seems like
It seems even lesser.
Yeah, even lesser, blander. I think these are like 140 pages each, and Orphans were like around 170 as well. So it's like there's not a lot of context because everything's like a flashback. It's not happening
currently.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
here we go. Crack it open. I'm Katie. This is Tia. Read it up.
Hi.
It's time to go into the star.
Okay. Yeah. Wildflower number 2, second flower.
Wildflower, not a flower, a star.
Stargazer Lily, as we maybe thought. Okay, star, ellipses. She may never forgive her parents for the pain they have caused her. But in the safety of this new circle of friends, she will finally face the nightmares of her past. I wouldn't say that they're a new circle of friends to her yet, by the way, at this point. This is the second day they've known each other.
Yeah, each story gets a day, each day is a day.
And this day's a day.
Star thinks that Kathy the cat will choke on her story.
Yeah?
She knows.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the last one that Misty's like, I'm going to call you Cat. And she's like, okay.
And she like does a small cattish smile.
She does a cattish smile. Yeah. Yeah, it's dumb, yeah.
Yeah, it's, everyone's like, supposing things about Kat, by the way. They're like, she won't be able to handle this. I'm like, oh my god, she seems to be reacting like this, and like
she's clutching her bosom.
Like some people are like making a face or whatever, but that just gets observed.
Noted, yes.
But then like the detail on Kathy, so I'm scared.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I am very curious about her story.
Curious like a cat.
And afraid.
Star's also there because of a court order.
Yep. She's suspicious of this whole group therapy anyway. What are we to glean from telling us stories? She's in the car with Granny, and she better hustle in or Granny will have another heart attack.
Granny wisdoms her before, like, while she's dropping her off, because she's like, I don't want to go in, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, hey, you know, some of these girls are rich, but that doesn't mean they're happy. They're probably still fucked up like you are. You don't know. This might actually help. Just go.
Granny says to Star that she's too young to be a lost cause.
Which was nice.
Granny?
She's like, reel it in, teenager.
Fucking check yourself.
Before you wreck yourself.
Granny was the valedictorian and graduate with honors at the School of Hardship. Not to be confused with the School of Hard Knocks, I guess.
I know. Well, maybe just Neiderman wasn't cool enough to call it them.
I also wrote School of Hard Knockers. Good job, me.
Sweater Poppies, Hard Knockers. You're killing it with breasts.
Killing it with tits.
Killing the breast analogies.
She's a little old lady, not more than 5'4". That's taller than either of us.
That is taller than me. Yeah, I don't...
Yeah. Okay, great.
That is not...
That's not little. You gotta be like 5 feet-ish to be like a... Like, that's little.
Yeah, I feel like when old ladies get little because of the osteoporosis, because everyone's mom has been complaining about everything, so you don't take osteoporosis seriously. You know, you're like a 5-footer.
Yeah.
Or under. Like, you become like 4'8".
Yeah. If I met an older lady who was an inch taller than me, I would not call them a little old lady.
Yeah. You would just be like, this is an older lady. But not little.
You know, Dr. Marlowe uses words like x-rays. Sophie the maid opens the door. Sister receptionist Emma always looks at Star like she's going to steal. Notated in the record of time, Emma is a racist.
Yep.
And a drunk.
Maybe.
A
drunk in a walk-in closet.
Yep.
The head broke off of my
toy man.
What the hell? I have this little wind-up toy that's a man in a red Speedo doing push-ups, and his head is off.
Could you maybe put like a dot of glue?
I don't know, it's supposed to turn side to side, so he's like, check out my form, check out my form, check out my form.
Maybe that mechanism is still functional.
Maybe, but like, how is it broken on the table? Who did this?
Whomst.
Someone broke my man.
Oh, no. Let's see. Cat looks way better today. Hairbrush and lipstick, which pleases the doctor for some reason.
Well, maybe
she's like, oh, girl, you look good.
Maybe when she started seeing her, like, Kat mentioned something about how she used to take better care of herself. Because, depression...
I mean, fair.
Anxiety causes... Like, so maybe that was like... if you start taking better care of how you look, that's an indicator
I do know that.
Yes.
But it's very much through this Neiderman lens.
Yeah.
Of like, makeup make you good. Makeup make good person.
We keep... Especially lipstick. Like...
Yeah.
Lipstick seems to be like, if you're not wearing lipstick, you clearly do not care about how you look.
Yeah.
At least lipstick. For me, at least mascara. So I was going to pick one.
Jade, a pure silk pants and bodysuit with the crotch snappies, I'm sure, which are coming back. They're back, and they confuse me. I'm not enjoying that. Star...
It's so you can pee and not take off the whole thing.
I understand.
Okay.
Can we just tuck a shirt in?
No, but it's so the tuck doesn't come out. It's so it keeps a smooth tuck. Smooth tuck like Trinity.
Yeah.
Trinity the tuck.
Star is wearing a red and white dress and scuffed loafers. Misty's wearing jeans and one of her trademark funny t-shirts.
They don't say what it is, do they?
No, but Misty then makes a Got Milk reference.
I think that's what it says. I think her shirt just said Got Milk.
Okay. Late 90s. I meant to Google this, but I did not. How much did milk consumption go up after the campaign for Got Milk launched?
Oh, man. I don't know. Do you want to Google it now?
No.
Oh.
It's better not knowing.
All right.
Jade says maybe Star didn't have a father.
Yeah. Oof.
And Star says, yeah, I definitely did. Thanks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guys.
Wow.
Oh, no. Misty was in jeans and sneakers and wore a t-shirt that said, Mommy went to Paris and all I got was this stupid t-shirt. She says got milk when Dr. Marlowe asks what they want to drink.
Oh,
That's what happens. Okay. Mommy went to Paris.
I love it.
Shops in Paris are not selling that shirt.
That's why it's funny. Her daddy was a carpenter, painter, and handy-ish man. Long hours, but unsteady work. A strapping 6'4". He's strapped.
6'2" to 6'4" seems to be the daddy height.
If you're a hulking daddy.
Yep.
I feel like Damien Adair was not a hulking physically. Wasn't he a mini man?
Was not he?
He was, I don't know.
Just a tiny man at 6 foot, like the old lady at 5'4".
Daddy says that Mama has a brain that was like a house without any doors.
What does that mean?
Flighty?
Does it mean that no information don't go in? No information don't go in?
Shut your doors.
Because there's no doors. So things can't go in, but is it
a doorway?
I don't know.
This is a great question.
Oh, right. Like there's door frames but no doors?
Yeah, like I think information goes in and out. Hey, I guess our brains are doorless and open windowed.
By the way, she starts out explaining like drunk mom, deadbeat dad, and then we learn how they got there. Which is he was like a man who was handy.
Ish.
Seems like he worked a lot.
Yeah.
Trying, yeah.
Mama said she'd be on Social Security before he did anything worthwhile.
Eesh.
Per Granny, they are oil and water. There was a shotgun wedding, which was Mama's fault, obviously. Someone blames Mama.
Yeah, because she got pregnant.
That's how you just get it.
Yeah, like...
You find a pregnant.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
The lady does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you might stumble across a pregnant.
Yeah, out in the wild.
And then how dare you do that to your man friend?
Yep, your man friend.
Yes.
Let's doobie. Mama spends so much time at One-Eyed Bill's Bar and Grill. There's practically a bar stool with her name on it. She is an angry drunk.
People move out of that seat when she comes in. That's how...
Like a...
Yeah, she like comes bustling and hustling, striding in the door, and they're like, oh shit, get out of Gloria's seat. I believe her name is Gloria. Aretha!
Of course, because she's a black lady.
Yeah. I was thinking Gloria Gaynor, too. Also a black lady.
Young Star thought that the stank booze-smelling Mama was her perfume.
That is something that I hated to read.
No matter how...
Maybe had a similar thing happen.
You didn't do the thing.
No.
Okay. No matter how much Mama drank, she didn't lose her figure. Thank the fuck Christ.
Yeah, seriously.
We don't want an ugly mama. And have we ever had an ugly mama?
No.
Have we ever had an ugly mama? Great question.
I think,
only stepmamas were ugly.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. In the Castile series.
See, I went Castile Sarah.
Yeah.
She's like a Hulk.
Yeah,
she's a fucking
she was
Hulk.
very large and had crazy hair, but they talk about how it used to be
Luscious.
like, yeah. So at least she used to be.
But she's even
no one ever started out.
ugly.
No one's ever started out. Yes. Ungood looking. Daddy used to send Star to fetch Mama from the bar when she wasn't home to make dinner.
Nice.
When
Where's
she
my
was
dinner?
like,
Child.
yes, like 5, 6, 7, maybe?
Let's say, yeah.
Something like that, which is cute.
Daddy did what now? He tied a pillowcase on her face while they were
Yeah,
in
he just tied a pillowcase around her head one time.
What?
So we wouldn't have to look at her drunk face.
What? That's a bit much.
It is a bit much.
That's a bit much.
But I mean, yeah, no. I mean,
Tied out, like,
I mean, no, don't do it. But I am glad that it did not like continue with and then beat her
shit out of
senselessly.
her.
Like he was not he wasn't a violent, aggressive, fighty man with her.
I mean, you know. So the trauma of that physical violence makes Star wet her pants a lot, and Mama deals with it by just making her sit in wet pants forever.
That's so sad. Even though Daddy would complain about the smell.
Did he offer to help with the wet pants? No.
He was probably, I mean, it sounds like he was really just so not wanting to deal with Aretha and her temper.
The gals need a break after that.
Yep.
Same. Jade
A
asks...
bathroom break. They're like, speaking of wet pants.
Yeah. Jade asks how Star can afford Dr. Marlowe.
Yeah, fucking rude.
Fucking rude, but an agency is paying.
Yeah, she's like, no one's billing us, please. That's so, get out of here, Jade. She's like, did you steal to get here?
Kat comes back to get tips on her hair.
Comes back to get tips.
Like, after the break. And someone's like, you could, like, just get your hair like this. And they were like, she was like, okay.
She's like, my mom does it, and she like, you really should have.
See,
someone
different
else do it.
takes.
Need.
It was written as, like, them being, like, friendly.
I didn't read it as friendly. I read that as them being like, ugh, like, you clearly are very plain. You finally put on lipstick. Maybe let's go this next step.
Okay.
They're so judgy.
Okay. I'll believe it.
I don't think Star was being judgy, but I think, like, definitely Jade was like, they're like, you could just lose a few inches. They're frazzled. You got split ends, girl. Like, and it wasn't.
Ends.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they were all like having a kiki.
Okay. I read it as a Kiki vibe. Okay. When Star was only 2, Mama lost a baby in the bathtub, but then gets knocked up again when Star is 9. She cut back on her drinking while pregnant, which is a brief, nice time for Star.
Yeah. She has some nice memories, which is great.
That's great for her. Star has to mother Rodney. After Daddy gets laid off, Mama becomes more wasteful out of spite.
Yep.
That seems counterproductive. There's a fight at the bar that Mama's not supposed to go to.
Yeah, because she's like 7, 8 months pregnant with Rodney. With Rodney. And Dad comes in and he's like, hey, you need to get out this fucking bar. And then some dude was like, hey, leave the lady alone. And then they got into a fight. The cops got called. But apparently no one from like CPS thought to intervene at this point. I think they just
Yeah,
kind
they do.
interviewed
It's
Star.
a wellness visit. The end.
Which went nowhere.
And
Because the system is taxed. And they don't prioritize.
even back in the 90s.
Even back in the 90s? Not especially. Anyways.
Anyway, then Rodney was born in the bathroom.
Yeah, Star comes home from school and her mom like is like, ah, and then she like peeks in and she's like, the baby coming, and then she calls 911. She's like, my mom's having a baby on the bathroom floor, and then she goes back in and there's just like baby and afterbirth and
None of the girls want to hear about this.
nope, they don't.
They do not.
They're like gross.
Mama and Daddy have a fight in the hospital. Nice. Which Jade also hates hearing about Mama's nipple, but Kat and Misty are fascinated.
Yeah, because apparently Rodney was colicky for a while and like he just always cried unless he was on the nip. And everyone's like, oh my god.
Much to Mama's rage. According to Jade, breastfeeding is similar to like a bowel movement. She's like, I wouldn't want to hear about a bowel movement. Why do I want to hear about breastfeeding?
And the other girls are like, it's fucking fully natural, though. Like,
According
Misty don't care. She's like, oh, yeah, I mean, my mom didn't do it because...
According to Misty's mom, breastfeeding can sky a tit.
Scar how? Is the child gnawing on it?
Sometimes they bite.
I mean...
But, like, then you punch the baby in the face.
Yeah.
To get it off your tit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're not going to punch... you're going to punch that hard. Of course you're going to punch that hard the first time, but I'm sure they're not going to bite that hard the first time.
You are going to punch a baby in the face.
Yes.
Yes.
You punch anyone in the face if they...
Bit your tit?
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't
It was a non-consensual tit bite.
They don't care if you're a baby. Boundaries.
Slap the shit out of that baby. Star... What on these tits? Star...
Speed bagging.
My tits?
Yes, you're speed bagging on the speed bags.
Star kept home to care for the baby. Mama's threatened with the court taking Star away, and Mama's like, cool, take both.
Yeah.
She's good, take him, I don't want
I think she overheard this phone call. Yeah. Star overheard the phone call, and she's like, well, that feels awesome to hear.
Mama starts secret drinking, but then gets sloppy. My next note just...
keeps it in shampoo bottles. Like, it's everywhere, even
And
in
nowhere.
shampoo bottles. So, listen.
Unless you grabbed, like, the Johnson's No Fears for Tears, you're gonna get, like, a face full of whiskey.
Well, no, what I was thinking more is that, we know that this family, like, isn't particularly, affluent. Don't have a lot of money. I'm guessing there's...
Two-bedroom apartment.
I'm guessing there's one shampoo for the family. So that's, like, not a good plan.
It's not a good plan.
It's not a good plan.
My next note just says Rodney neglect frowny emoji.
Yeah.
That happens. By the by, they're all in therapy to find alternatives to hate.
Which is nice.
That's nice.
Like, they kind of make a point to be like, it's gonna destroy you.
Things go even souther. When Rodney begins to toddle, Mama leaves him just quite a bit.
She's gotta go out and get some beer.
Yep.
And then she gets distracted drinking the beer.
I got the beer. I drank the beer, and here we are.
I got the beer, then I was like, why don't I go into the bar to drink more beer?
There you go.
Yeah, I think she ran into a friend and they'll go, let's go to the bar.
She's like, fucking sweet.
And she wasn't like, oh, I have this. Let's sit on my stoop near my child.
Near my child. Star comes home to find him with, like, a fucking gushing head wound in the tub. By the by, head wounds do gush.
Yes, and she was like, I learned that they bleed a lot.
That's true.
Just so everyone knows, even like a small kind of scrape can
That's what I
bleed a
mean,
lot.
yeah.
So don't panic if someone's bleeding from the head.
Apply pressure.
Stay calm until you realize what the situation is. Because you don't want to freak out the person who's bleeding.
I'm just saying, CPS will definitely be called if this happens again, according to the police. We're seriously gonna next time.
Yep. He needed 10 stitches. She was like, it wasn't that bad, but he did need 10 stitches. That's a lot of stitches.
That's a fuck ton of stitches.
That is a lot of stitches. Like,
They're
it sounded like
tiny-
it was
they're-
like a hole in his head. Like, plop.
They were tiny little baby stitches.
Yeah, he's a baby. He's a toddler, and he needed 10 stitches.
I know.
That would be like a 3-inch long... That's like half your head.
It's like a foot-long Subway style sandwich.
That was such a... You're getting into these Neiderman analogies.
Yeah. At this point, Daddy decides to leave. Peace out.
Oh, sorry. Mom was angry, though, that Star called 911
Yeah.
when she found her brother gushing from the head. And then they make a reference to a worn CD instead of a broken record. Oh, that was interesting.
Just update it. Keep it updated.
Yeah, but that was the last straw for Daddy.
Yeah.
He's bouncing. He
bouncing.
bounces. He's like fighting. He just like... Mama's like yelling at him, and then his face just closes. He gets up and walks out the door. Later, guys.
Star gets too engrossed in her PTSD flashback. Star's eyelids flutter like butterflies, and Dr. Marlowe's eyes are searchlights. Some metaphors there. Star next sees her dad taking things in the apartment, and he completely ignores her. Nice.
That was really sad.
And then someone's like, well, being a deadbeat dad is a crime. And I was like, it was a crime?
I think it might be in some states, like to not...
Pay child support?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get a judgment.
Yeah, you gotta get a divorce.
By the by, Granny lives 2 hours away. In case you were like, where the fuck's Granny and all this?
And I believe Jade, who's always Jade the judge,
Ooh.
was like, well, where was your grandmother? Why wasn't she helping? And she's like, she tried. She's like, far away.
Yeah, she would take the bus.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah. Eventually, Star would come home from Granny's to find Mama face down in the street.
Yeah, and she started wishing that Mama would hit rock bottom so she would finally start helping herself again. Definitely don't know what that ever felt like multiple times.
There's more. We talked about this. How could Kat's story be worse than mine?
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, how?
Star stole another girl's blouse to continue pretending to be another girl.
Yeah, sometimes walking up to their, like, she would
weird.
pretend she was one of her friends she envied. Sometimes walking up to their doors like she was going home there. Sometimes following one of their moms around the grocery store like they were shopping together. And one time she took a classmate's shirt to pretend she was her. Star becomes Rodney's primary caretaker. Grandma comes by to cook and help more often than she used to. But
not enough.
Yeah, I mean, not, as much as she can.
Kat pipes up that she also wanted to be in someone else's body. Break for a pizza party.
Yep. And then Jade apologizes for being kind of shitty, which is nice. We get these moments, but then all of a sudden it's like them between each other.
So I got some pizza party notes.
Oh, please.
Kat nibbles, even though she's fat.
Yeah.
Misty, pizza is mommy's big no-no food. Jade is befuddled by the idea of pizza for breakfast. Because Star was like, oh yeah, sometimes we just have pizza for breakfast. And she was like, for breakfast? Wild.
Not a poached egg and black coffee and a grapefruit?
Dr. Marlowe's lived in the house all her life. Jade makes a quip about Alzheimer's, sounding great after Dr. Marlowe says her mom has it. Wow.
Yeah.
And she was like, that sounds awesome. I would love...
Insensitive.
She was like, I'd love to forget everything.
Dr. Marlowe was like, it's not... well...
Doctor has a pretty classy response. She was like, you know what? Your past doesn't have to keep you from having a future.
That's true.
There's a house tour, and Kat gets all teeth clenched at a painting. And says maybe people told the girl she was beautiful and she knew they were liars. Whoa,
Yeah,
look at that being...
I mean, I believe we know where this is going.
So, things got the most worst after Mama got a boyfriend, and I do hope this isn't going where it will most likely be going. It does not go there. Thank the fuck Christ.
Oh, I had some other kind of stuff
pizza
before.
party notes? Great.
Jade, when I caught sight of my reflection in the glass, I saw a smile on my face. It happens so rarely these days, it took me by surprise, and I touched my face as to be sure it was me. Dr. Marlowe said she wasn't sure if everyone liked pizza. Missy said she'd eat anything, and Star was surprised because Kat was the one who could use to shed some pounds.
What does that even mean?
Because Missy was like, I'd eat anything.
And she's like, you, not fatty?
And she was like, what? Kat should have said that. Like, that's rude.
That's rude.
And then Jade's like, sorry, I corrected your grammar. I'm V extra, I guess. And then Mama gets a boyfriend named Aaron Marks, and Star meets him for the first time when she comes home from school after getting her first period.
Yep. Maybe Mama cheated on Daddy when he was out on jobs. Daddy spun it was noted by Mama Retha that Daddy spun a web of his own company to Mama before marriage, but it was lies. But like, it kind of sounded like he was fucking. If there's like a construction collapse, like what's?
Yeah, I think
do?
I believe that he had a plan. He sounded like a guy who had a plan, and then just kind of got like over it.
Yeah, if there's no work for a handyish man, there's no work for a handyish man. But Mama's like, it was all lies, and he tricked me. And boys are so sweet when they're little boys, but then they let their thing take over. Star received a pad and told to wear it just in case.
Yeah.
Because she's about to bust out. A period.
Because she's like, my cramps are, how long ago? I don't even know.
I don't know. I feel like
she started having cramps, and I believe, 3 months later or something.
She had a period, but she should wear a pad just in case.
Yeah,
also, Celeste.
Yes, was like, why weren't you wearing it every day?
So that's why, this is the Neiderman period mystery, I know.
Yeah. So
her first period involves a folding over cramp.
Yep. Mama and, she comes home after getting her period. Mama and Aaron just drinking and gin and boning with the kids in the house. And then I'm wondering, why are all the periods always so horrendous? I think Neves just doesn't understand. We've never had...
Just a plop.
Well, actually, maybe, I think...
why would you notate it if it was...
Who was it? Emily? I think she was just, referred... right? Miss Emily?
Miss Emily.
Lillian's older sister?
Yeah.
I think when, Lillian got her period and she was like, and then she was like, oh, get over it, and you got it too young because you're evil, and,
yeah.
It's not.
It ain't that.
Yeah, I think that she had to find one because she was too stoic and religious. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's very much like on a marquee, like a movie marquee, a Neiderman period mystery.
Yeah, for real, though. Premiering tonight.
The Neiderman. Period mystery. Lil Rodney sees Mama in bed with the boyfriend.
Gross.
I screenshotted something. Mama. Let's see. Don't you go lecturing me, you hear? You don't open your mouth. Yeah, well, you should learn to keep yours closed.
Oh, because she's putting it on dicks?
Yes.
Oh,
Star
nice.
left with Rodney, but forgot her purse and had a period accident.
Yep.
Still called sanitary napkins like the kids did in 1999.
Oh, yeah, I've always called them sanitary napkins. It's a napkin.
An old man wrote
to
this.
keep you sanitary. I feel like a sanitary napkin is one of those, like, wet wipes. It's a napkin that cleans...
It's like a lobster bib.
No.
For your vagina.
It's a finger bowl. Why do they call them finger bowls?
To dip your fingies in.
No, but like, get like the wet wipes you get when you eat wings. Some of them are called finger bowls. Why?
Because before the wet wipe, when you had a fancy dinner,
you did a dip.
You did a dip fingy.
Dip, and then like let's just
make
this like terribly lemon scented moistened towelette.
Yes.
Okay.
Glad we figured that out.
Okay.
Sanitary napkin, dab your face. She's late to school and flips out on the assistant.
I don't remember this.
Star needs a break. Same girl.
I don't remember.
She's
why
like,
did
she gets stretched. She just freaks out.
But I forgot, like, why did she flip on the assistant?
Because they were like, oh, late again.
Oh.
And she's like, fuck you!
She's like, you don't know my life! Ah!
She gets strapped to a stretcher and wheeled out by paramedics.
Why?
Because she's flipping out.
I don't remember that part at all.
Okay. Mama will definitely get the prescribed psychological appointments for sure. Totally.
She's like, don't worry, it'll be fine. And then she was like, I'm not wasting money on you talking to some rich person. Thanks.
Rodney is moved into Star's room so Mama can get a fuckins on the rag.
Yep.
Star discovers the coping skill of disassociation.
Yeah, she's got this blanket that her dad used to call the magic carpet for whatever reason. And so she lays it on her bed in like kind of like fetal positions. I couldn't really understand what position that was. It was weird. It was like her knees were drawn up to her chest, but like, I don't know. Anyways, and she would just like pretend that she was somewhere else. And she's like, that's when I learned to chill. You know, and that's nice. And the other girls are like, the fuck? And then Dr. Marlowe's like, you know, it sounds like a form of meditation, and like that's cool. That can really help people like calm down and sort of reground themselves.
Until Mama's man moves in and they get married.
Even though she's not divorced, but apparently that didn't matter to the priest. She was like, no. Like, they went to a priest?
Priest or man?
Well, I guess if you go to... Maybe if they had gone to, like, a town hall situation, they would have been, like, the documents. And this priest was just like, oh, yeah.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Father, son, choli toast.
Chody toast. Chody toast. That's what Jade has for breakfast. She's surprised about the pizza.
Wow.
Wow.
According to Aaron, Star is too sassy and Rodney is a sissy. What age is Rodney?
I don't know, because what age is Star right now? I keep wanting to call her Jade.
Is she 15-ish, 16-ish? 16-ish, 17-ish?
So,
I think
she
Rodney...
was... Maybe she was like 15 at this time, though.
So 4 or 5, because he does go to kindergarten eventually, when she was 9.
Right, she was pregnant. Mama was pregnant when she was 9, so I'm guessing Rodney was born maybe when she was 10. So around the 5, 6.
Let's say 5.
All of a sudden, he was in school. She was like, and Rodney came home from school, and I was like, oh.
Okay, here we are. And then she's like, Aaron most likely does illegal activities for money, but never did anything to Star, because he doesn't touch virgins.
Yeah, she was like, she looked at the group, she's like, I know what you're all thinking, but no, he did not touch me.
I was thinking that.
What
else would you think?
Because he was like, things got so much worse. And it was like, just because Mom stopped, like, paying attention to them even more. He says, Aaron says he doesn't mess around with virgins because he likes his woman, quote, broken in like a good riding horse. Because he comes in while she's in the tub and he's like, I'm trying to fix my hair. I'm not going to fucking touch you. I don't care.
So many tubs in these books.
Yeah.
I never have a tub.
Yeah, you'd think they want to, like, save on their hot water bill.
Yeah, I would think that. Mm-hmm. Jade is very accusatory towards Green. She's like, where's your grandmother? Mm-hmm. And Star's like, she had a heart attack. Yep. And it is notated that she goes to see Mary Wiggins, and I wonder if this is a duplicate name. Was she one of the maids in Cutler's Cove, Mary Wiggins?
I don't know. Who's Mary Wiggins?
She's her Star's grandmother. That's her name.
Oh, that's her name. Oh, someone asks what her name is.
When she goes to see Grandma, she's like, I'm here to see Mary Wiggins.
Oh.
And I was like, I feel like I've heard that name.
Because she had a heart attack And Mama knew for like a day or two.
Yeah.
And then Star found out somehow.
Some fucking how.
Maybe one of her friends told her.
Yeah.
She saw one of her friends.
Or something.
Anyways, yeah. And that's okay.
But I feel like Mary Wiggins is a duplicate name from Cutler's Cove. Anyway, someone researched this. That's not me.
And then email it to visaspiecespodcast@gmail.com. Or give us a DM at our Instagram profile at Visas Pieces Podcast.
Star visits Granny but doesn't tell Mama for spite? Question mark? I don't know. She's like, I didn't tell Mama. It was very like, and I didn't tell her I did.
I guess it's because she was like, well, she's not going to tell me that she's in the hospital. I'm not going to tell her I visited her. Teenager logic, maybe?
Mama finds out Star took her rainy day money to go visit Granny. Blah.
Yeah, because she took a cab to the
place.
As if she had rainy day money. Oh, and then she was like, it's always raining and you're using this for beer anyways. Aretha.
Mama was tricked into sex and got pregnant with Star.
Yeah.
Just a throwaway statement. No information. So, right as Mama and Aaron are doing a plan and for a vacation, Rodney gets a fever so bad it makes Star's fingers jump back from touching his skin.
Kind of like when Blindy Boy touched the boobie. It was like there was the electric shock of
Blindy titty.
Blindy Boy touched the boobie.
You know what? Spinal cord infections really ruin vacation. I enjoyed your
Yeah, Rodney gets an infection in his spinal cord. What? And ruins Mama's vacation plan. What does that? I've not heard of.
I mean,
an infected spinal cord.
It's a thing.
How do you? What is it? What is it?
It's
like that sounds like maybe that's a way worse thing, and not like let's give you some. Like,
yeah, it's some
amoxicillin.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of it.
Yeah, like that. That sounds like a big deal. Like, oh, he's gonna have MS or like spina bifida. What is the other one? Starts with a C. Cystic fibrosis. I don't know. Or you're born with that.
Yeah. There is a... So, anyway, that plot point is done. And then there's an eviction notice. But suspiciously, Mama's vacation is back on.
Yeah, she's like, don't worry about it. I'll take it. I don't care.
You're going to stay with your grandmother while I go on the vacation.
Yep. I think the landlord comes to the door and Star's like, haven't we been paying rent? He's like, oh, no, girl.
It's raining.
It has, like, been a minute.
So they stay in Granny's sewing room. The eviction goes through, and of course they need to stay with Granny while Mama goes to set up a new home.
Yeah, she calls 2 days later, and she's like, oh my god, we lost the apartment.
That's weird.
You're gonna stay with Granny, and me and Aaron are gonna set up a new place for you in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And of course that's bullshit. And Granny's just like, cool, I guess I'm enrolling you in school. Because she just stops calling.
Yeah.
Or like, she starts putting it off. That's what it is. She keeps putting it off long enough that Granny's like, all right, you gotta go to school.
We have one of those chapter enders where it's like, my troubles were just starting. Like, Jesus fucking chuckles what's gonna happen next. It's a boy at the new school.
He's the one with the laser eyes. Dude, I don't... Eyes.
Steve Gilmore, attractive but weird. His only buddy was a white boy with learning disabilities.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was an interesting take.
Yep.
Steve has wild eyes, nicknamed laser eyes, but I feel like a laser is focus, which is the opposite of wild.
Yeah.
That's just my feeling.
Maybe the laser is like marbles in a teacup. It's a laser light show for Pink Floyd.
Wow. Okay.
His eyes are just like making butterflies and dragons and shit. I don't know.
There's a lot of myths about old Steve Eyes.
Yep.
He killed someone in a fight when he was only 9. He stole a car and got in an accident that killed a lady. Noted. By the by, Star's one of the prettiest girls in school now.
Now that she moved to a different school where apparently everyone's hideous.
Everyone's ugged up. Steven Starr, turn their flashback eyes on each other and say a private eyeball hello. Yep.
How did this... She just like...
They just like caught eyes and they like saw into each other.
And they're like, oh my god, your pain is my pain.
They had hello eyes, yes.
Hello.
They
is
managed
it me you're looking for?
They managed to catch a chat and his smile felt like a kiss.
Oh, that was sweet.
It's not just a sexy smile. It's a smile full of understanding.
I thought that was sweet too.
By the by, Steve's father killed his mother in a drunk driving accident.
Yep. His dad was driving drunk.
Yeah.
And they got into an automobile accident.
She wasn't driving drunk, and he didn't like punch her in the face.
Right.
They go on a little date on the pier, but have to take Rodney. Mm-hmm. Steve is living vicariously through Rodney because they didn't have a good child time.
I'm like, well, how old is Rodney I'm guessing she must be like 16 at this point, but he's like clinging to legs and playing in the sand. I guess a 6-year-old would play in sand. I don't know. It just seemed very toddler-esque.
Yes.
Like a leg clinger. I feel like if you're 6, you might be too tall to cling to a leg.
He facilitates between toddlerish and like just generally going to school when it's convenient for the plot.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's almost like Neiderman doesn't understand a young child. Yeah, like before we had like, was it Lillian having like full talking sentences, or there was some child being like, well, actually, mother, at 2.
Yes. Yeah, and there was also, like, when Shristri was, like, mystery baby ages all the time with wildly different stages of development.
And then they were like, oh, my God. At 10 months, she started sitting up.
At 3, she began to speak. What?
Yeah. Oh, I think it was Troy was, like, 4, because he was 2 in the other books, but then, like, when Lee moved in, he was 4, and they had very adult conversations. Yes. I think that was it. It's like a 4-year-old
not really
being
good
like,
with the kid stuff.
Yeah, not interesting.
By the by, Steve has like a trust allowance situation.
Yes,
so he can spend a little.
Yeah, so he takes them because Star's like, I don't know. So he's like, no, let me treat you guys to a time at the pier. We're gonna do some fun stuff. He's like, his mom left him the money. His dad can't touch it. He gets it all when he's like 18 or 21. But
like a little like allowance he gets.
Yeah, he gets to have a yes.
So then they have a dinner date with frozen pot pie and Star's homemade pie at Steve's place.
That's so sweet.
Yes. Granny was like, all right, I'll allow you to go, but specifies she doesn't have the strength to deal with a new problem if she can say that.
Yeah.
If I can say.
Don't fucking get knocked up.
Don't get knocked the fuck up.
Don't get knocked the fuck up.
You can tell 2 men lived at Steve's house, so dusty, full of empties and ashtrays full.
They have a nice long talk about.
Hold on, I'm not done.
There's
no knickknacks.
Okay, sorry.
There's no feminine touch, and then they have kids of an alcoholic trauma bond.
Yes. They talk about having shitty drunk parents, it sounded so nice and cathartic.
No knickknacks. No knickknacks.
I literally could not live. If you guys could see
the knickknackery,
that I live in, I am horrified at the thought of Knary and Knack.
Knary and Knick nor Knack.
I mean, I could live without Knicks, but Knacks.
Steve almost ran away last year. Steve's dad's girlfriend sounds super sketchy touchy.
Yeah.
She's just like a...
Because he says something like, oh, and like when she's alone, never mind. But,
yeah. Definitely.
Never resolved, never investigated.
She obviously is handsy.
Yeah, I think she gets drunk and does a honking on Steve.
Yep.
She honks him.
There's a naked makeout, like almost humpins.
Mm-hmm. That time.
Did you read that they were naked? Because I feel like they were naked.
Were they?
Right? I don't know. I wrote it. It must be true.
But they both were like, oh no, like let's not. Or wait, maybe it's when his dad came home or something. I don't know.
He was about to be in her when Steve's dad comes. That was a graphic note. Yeah. He was about to be in her when Steve's dad comes home. Dad's girlfriend has her blouse unbuttoned almost to her nipples.
Yep. Thought that was interesting. Like, is this like a horizontal buttons?
Is it a square neck? No. Okay, so it's unbuttoned and then like floppity toppity open.
I think it's just horizontal.
Great. Like a
buttons.
tube top with buttons.
Yes. Horizontal buttons.
Like an areola plopping out. Plopping areolas.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Plopping areolas.
Again, the chapter ender was, I had no idea how bad it was going to get. Steve doesn't go to school the next day. So Star visits and sees a bruise on his face.
Yeah, he got punched by his dad for having a girl over.
Yeah. Weird. She has to run in the rain, so she is soaked.
Oh, yeah.
Soaked. It's time to fuck, but with a condom.
They do a nice sex the next day. And then later that night, Steve's dad...
Always with the sleeping after.
I was taking it, yeah. So I don't think Lloyd had the condom in the last one. I think that who's her face? Misty, I think I remember now her being like, no, you don't know what it was like. Like, I got caught up in my feelings. Don't worry, I didn't get pregnant.
Okay.
I believe that happened. And then this was the condom under the pillow, like, ooh. He was like, just figured that maybe we would need this politely.
A polite condom.
Yeah, they do a nice sex.
Granny demands that she stop going to Steve's house, but Star refuses because she was like, we're going to be together forever. And this is man's understands me.
Mm-hmm.
But he no-shows at school again. He was beaten into a coma by his dad. The guidance counselor told her, which I am not sure is allowed.
You know what? I bet that's something like a police beat that you would, if it's something that could be on the news.
It was the police blotter report.
Yeah, well, did the guidance counselor say that he was in a coma, or did he say he was in the hospital and then she found out he was in a coma? I don't know.
If I notate as I go.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so and then I said, and then she runs out of school and sits at his bedside until he dies later that day.
Yeah.
Punk.
Which was, like she was there. I think they allowed her to go in every hour. She lied and said she was his sister.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden she
they do all look the same, right?
Oh.
That's what the nurse said.
My God.
That's what the nurse implied.
Oh, yeah.
She was
like, didn't give it a thought.
Yeah. She was like, oh, okay, sure.
But I think that, if anyone came in and was like, no, I'm a family member. Like, they're not going to, show me your ancestry family tree.
Do you have Ancestry.com?
I think that you were just being racist.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then, I think right before she goes in for another visit or something, I think, the orderlies and such, rush in, and she heard them working on him and then giving up, which was a really sad, I don't know, that gave me such a colorful feel, do you know what I mean? That was just, that really painted a picture.
There we go.
I heard them give up. I heard them trying, and then I heard them give up. That should have been, I can just imagine, oh, man, what a hopeless feeling must have washed over her at that time. And It was very sad.
Because she then wanders into traffic and gets taken to the mental hospital.
Yeah, she causes an accident and ends up in a mental hospital for a little while. We don't really know how long.
A bit.
Yeah, it's, and then the court is like, you gotta start seeing Dr. Marlowe. And there's no epilogue for Star. I thought that was interesting. We've always had an epilogue. There's no epilogue for... I even re-flipped back the pages after I was done reading to be like, did I get that wrong? Nope.
I have footnote. Mama calls from North Carolina and was with Aaron's cousin.
Yep.
Because she's a whore.
Yep.
Just fucking around.
And she's like, maybe I'll take you. Oh, Star's I can't handle that. Bye.
The girls all run to meet Granny after therapy.
Which was cute.
It was cute.
They're like, you know what?
You're a strong bitch.
Yeah.
Go, girl.
Let's go see this bitch.
At the end, Star is ready to visit Steve's grave.
And I thought that was very nice.
That was great.
That was very
nice.
nice.
I guess, no epilogue needed.
But they could have... It was just weird. The epilogue could have been a couple pages of her being
reflecting and...
Or, being there and being like, hey, Steve,
blah, blah,
I'm sorry
blah.
this happened to you. The end. And then I felt better. And then I felt better and ready for the next story of Jade. I don't know.
So, if you were upset by Raven's arc, another character of an ethnicity, this person of color also gets a horrible fucking story.
This is horrible to say, but at least she didn't get sexually abused.
Hey.
At least there's that carrot. Ooh. At least there's that tidbit, a bit of tid.
So, I have not dipped into Jade too much.
I've dipped a little.
So this seems like an uncomfortable pattern where the characters, if there's of color, get a way fucking worse story, and I raise an eyebrow to that. Mm-hmm. Neiderman's.
Maybe he's just trying to highlight
the plight of people of color.
Yeah, but I don't really think so.
I don't think so either.
No, because there's no social commentary on
right.
the other girls being like, you know what? Yeah, that's stupid. Why would people assume that of you? So yeah, there's no
redemptive arc. We couldn't have Misty be black and have that story of Beverly Hills.
No. Oh, no. Shitty apartment.
She's not going to be the Fresh Princess, if I can say that.
You can. That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. Don't read that one.
Yeah. Again, there's not a lot of content in these.
Yeah. And there's not a lot to say about it except woof.
Yeah, and my notes really are degrading to a point where it's like I'm taking notes for a class that I don't care if I fail. So I'm just like, I hate this teacher. I don't give a fuck. If I fail this class, maybe I'll take it with another teacher next year. That's how I feel. Yeah, they really just I'll show you afterwards. It's just like...
I can see it right
no,
here.
No. The next ones. They're even shorter.
Oh.
I'm just like, this. Yeah.
Yes. No. Yes. Okay.
Just
good.
jotting. Like, if I knew shorthand, I would be writing it in shorthand because it doesn't even deserve real spelled words.
Just fart, poop, booger.
What?
That's what it says.
Hell damn fart.
Hell damn fart.
It's like my favorite Simpsons thing. I can swear. Hell damn fart.
Crap, boob, crap.
Anyways.
Anyway, so speaking of crap, boob, crap, this book, who knows what the other orphans with parents will say.
Stupid. Like, you say that's insensitive, and then you're like, here you go. He's like, there's the other side of the mirror. Is that what you say? Coin? The mirror coin. The mirrored coin.
Oh, man, a mirrored coin. Just check yourself.
Ooh. Check yourself.
Check yourself. Don't wreck yourself. We'll see you next time with the book that is the next one. Toot-toot-toot-toot.
I love you, dear listener. Bye. Thank you for listening to VC's Pieces podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Technical support was provided by Boo and Matt. Thanks for answering all of my stupid questions.
Music is Dust in My Attic by Broke MC, used under Creative Commons license.
Email us at vcspiecespodcast@gmail.com with your thoughts or comments.
You can also follow us on Instagram. We are at VC's Pieces podcast.
New episodes are released every other Friday to give you time to read along. In the meantime, tell your story, do some trauma bonding.
And for God's sake, don't stay together for the kids.
Addicted to the magic, the heroes in the static.